Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the Orchis Yosher, describing why it is that this attribute of Yiras Chet, the fear of sin, is something that is so important and valuable to our own spiritual growth, to the Torah knowledge that we acquire, and to the mitzvahs that we're going to keep. And he writes today the following: Amar Rabbi Hoshaya, Kol Mishu Yodeya, anyone who knows, meaning has wisdom, Torah knowledge, ve'ein biyado yiras chet, but he doesn't possess the attribute of fear of sin, ein biyadai klum. The same thing that we said yesterday, he actually has nothing in his hands. Because without the fear of sin, nothing's going to hold that wisdom together to prevent him from doing the wrong things. But listen to this parable that the Midrash says. Kol nogar, she'ein biyado argalia. Any carpenter who doesn't have in his hands the tools of carpentry, Einoi Nogar, he is not considered to be a carpenter. A guy hires himself out. He says he can do woodwork. He says he can fix your broken doors. He'll build you a bookcase. He can do whatever you ask for in the world of carpentry. And he shows up at your house and he doesn't bring any of his tools. So is the man a carpenter? In theory, he might be a carpenter, but in practice, he's unaccomplished and he can't do anything. Says the Midrash, so too is the man who has all of the Torah knowledge and wisdom. So too is the person who has imbued themselves with scholarship and understanding and Torah depth. However, if they don't have the tools that are going to allow them to hold on to that, then really they have nothing. And that's what he writes. Lama, why is that true? Why is it that Yiras Chet, fear of sin, is something that is so valuable? Because Shekafliya is Maftecha Shel Torah. The key to the acquisition of Torah is Yiras Chet, is the fear of sin. And once again, we keep driving home this point, and a person has to work on this. They have to inculcate this into their mind, into their ideologies, into their what we call hashkafa, into their outlook in life. And that is that if I'm not growing in the realm of Yiras Chet, in the place of the fear of sin, if I'm not afraid of trampling on the mitzvahs, of overstepping the boundaries of the Torah knowledge and the wisdom that I've acquired, I don't allow it to guide my life. So then what's going to happen? All of the knowledge is going to dissipate and fly away. I'll be like the carpenter who shows up on the job and he forgets his tools. How do you forget your tools? Isn't that who you are? Aren't you a carpenter? Didn't you get hired for the job to do what the person has asked you to accomplish? You show up without. So imagine a person goes to play golf. He doesn't bring his golf clubs. A person is a chef and he doesn't have a kitchen. A person is a race car driver, and he doesn't have a race car. So what could you do? You can't do anything. In theory, you might be the best, but in practice, you're nothing. And so too, in theory, a person who learns, he's amazing, he's unbelievable, he's got all this wisdom that can bring him closer to Hashem. But without Yiras Chet, without the fear of sin, says the Midrash over here, then that person really has nothing. And we'll end up with one more statement over here, just to sum it up. Says quoting over here, another Midrash, it says the following words. Mishu Oshir, someone who is a rich, a wealthy person, which means he's wealthy in mitzvahs. V'chachem, and he's a wise man. Uben das, and he has great understanding. However, ve'ein biyado yiras chet, but he doesn't possess this great quality of fear of sin. Ein biyadei klum. Once again, he has nothing at all in his hands. Let us walk away from the learning that we're doing today and find the opportunities to fill up our hands with mitzvahs, to fill up our hands with Torah, to fill up our hands with chesed and all of the wonderful things that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. How are we going to keep our hands filled? We must acquire the trait of Yiras Chet, of the fear of sin, which will keep us on track to be able to fulfill the mitzvahs the commandments and the Torah knowledge that we have to make us worthy and find favor in the eyes of Hashem. Wishing everybody a wonderful day, a day that is filled with Yiras Chet Be'ez Hashem. All the best.